Good day to all. In this session, I will be explaining the procedure to compute the pricing of receipts and also the format for computation of purchase price of materials. What is meant by pricing of material purchases and what are the important items that we need to take into consideration while calculating the total cost of materials? The cost of materials purchased and received at the stores has to be calculated taking into consideration a number of items. The various items required to be taken into account in the calculation of total cost of materials purchased and received are as follows. First one, invoice price of material. ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಸರಕು ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಲೆ. It is the basic item for the calculation of cost of materials purchased. ಖರೀದಿಸಿದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬೆಲೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರದ ಮೂಲ ವಸ್ತುವಾಗಿದೆ. Second one, discounts, ರಿಯಾಯಿತಿ. It is the reduction allowed by the supplier in the invoice price of materials bought. ಖರೀದಿಸಿದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಸರಕು ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಬರಾಜುದಾರರು ಅನುಮತಿಸುವ ಕಡಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. There are three kinds of discounts. Trade discount. It is a percentage allowed by the supplier on the invoice price to retailer to cover his expenses of buying, storing and selling in small quantities. It is deducted from the invoice price. Second one, quantity discount. It is a special discount given on large order. The rate of discount varies according to the size of the order. Third one being cash discount. It is an allowance made to the debtor for the prompt payment of his dues. As it is a financial item, it is not considered for calculating the material cost. So students, please keep in mind, cash discount, since it's a financial item, it should not be considered for calculating the material cost. Cash discount is usually offered for early payment of debt, is also purely financial item, therefore it's not included in cost account. Third one, packaging and other forwarding charges. These expenses have to be added to the invoice price of materials. ಪ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಶುಲ್ಕಗಳನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿಸಿದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಸರಕು ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಲೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. Fourth one, transport charges and insurance. Freight and carriage and insurance on materials should be added to the invoice price of materials purchased if they are directly allocated to the particular material. Fifth one, taxes. ತೆರಿಗೆಗಳು. Excise duty, sales tax, customs duty, octroi and other local taxes taken into account while calculating material cost. These taxes have to be added to the invoice price of materials purchased. ತೆರಿಗೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಖರೀದಿಸಿದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಸರಕು ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಲೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. Next one is purchase commission. It has to be added to the invoice price of materials purchased. Unloading charges relating to purchases has to be added to the invoice price of materials purchased. Cost of containers. If the supplier has not charged the invoice price separately for containers in which goods are delivered, there is no need for any accounting for them in calculating material costs. But if they can be resold, the resale price should be estimated and credited to overhead and deducted from the material cost. If containers are separately charged by the supplier and if they are not returnable or saleable, their value should be included in material cost. Normally, the container charges are calculated as follows. You record the actual cost of containers. From there, you deduct the return value of containers. The last item being joint costs of purchases. Joint costs or non-specific costs are required to be apportioned to different articles based on certain criteria. This is a format for computation of pricing of receipts, which is calculated by preparing the statement of purchase price. Normally, elements of costs, we record all those costs that are included. Basis of apportionment, if the joint costs are given, the given joint costs are apportioned on an appropriate basis. Total costs and for different types of materials. Invoice price is given actual. From there, you deduct the trade discount, which is actual. Invoice price less trade discount, we get net invoice price. Now, all the related expenses are added. Carriage, if it is given, it must be apportioned on the basis of weight or distance. Sales tax must be charged on the basis of net invoice price. Freight on the basis of weight, distance or cost. Octroi, invoice price. Insurance, net invoice price. Package, either on the basis of quantity or cost. To the net invoice price, when we add all those costs that are related to purchase of materials, we get the total purchase price of that particular material. Now let us solve a few problems with regard to computation of pricing of receipts. First problem, a supplier quotes for material X as follows. Lot price 200 kgs at rupees 2.50 per kg. If you purchase 500 kgs at rupees 1.75 per kg, 800 kgs at rupees 1.25 per kg. He allows a trade discount 25% and a cash discount 3% if the payment is made within 15 days. One container is required for every 100 kg of material. The containers are charged at rupees 15 each but credited at rupees 10 on return. The buyer decides to buy 800 kg. Transport charges amounting to rupees 100 are charged by the supplier. Calculate the purchase price of 100 kg of material X. Now please be careful, we have been asked only to compute the purchase price of 800 kgs of material X. Trade discount given is 25%, cash discount given is 3%. Now please note, cash discount should not be considered while computing the purchase price of materials as it is purely a financial item. Container cost is given. Each container costs rupees 15 and if it is returned, you will get a credit of rupees 10. And one container is required for every 100 kgs. Transport cost is also given 100 kgs. Now we've been asked to calculate the purchase price for 800 kgs of material X. Let's begin with the solution. Statement of purchase price of material X. Quantity given is 800 kg. Elements of cost, total cost, then cost per kg. We start with the invoice price. Given, if you purchase 800 kg, cost per kg would be 1.25. So total cost is 1000, cost per kg is 1.25. From this, you deduct less trade discount. Given, trade discount is 25%, which is calculated on invoice price. 1000 into 25% comes up to 250. If you want to calculate per discount per kg, that is 250 divided by 800 kgs, you get 0.31. From invoice price, when you deduct trade discount, we get net invoice price, that is 750 per kg, 0.94. That is 750 divided by 800 kgs. Now, all those incidental expenses related to purchase of materials need to be added. Here we have the cost of containers. Now, let's first calculate the number of containers required. For every 100 kg, you require one container. Therefore, for every 800 kgs of materials, how many containers are required? When you cross multiply, we require 8 containers here. So what is the cost of containers? 8 into rupees 15, which is given. Total comes up to 120. But please keep in mind, the containers are returned, we will get a credit of rupees 10. So we have 8 containers into rupees 10. So return value would be 80. So from actual cost of containers 120, when you deduct 80, the actual cost of containers charged to material X would be rupees 40 per kg. 40 by 800, you get 0.05. Transportation charges are given rupees 100. So per kg, it's 100 by 800 kgs, you get 0.12. So therefore, the total purchase price of material is 890 kgs. For 800 kgs of material per kg, it would be 1.11. Let me proceed to the second problem. A firm purchased raw material Z from Venus Company Limited. Quantity purchase is 4,500 kg at rupees 20 per kg. Company allows a trade discount of 10%. Sales tax is 4%. Freight rupees 2 per kg. Inspection charges rupees 10 per kg inspected. Unloading charges 15 paise per kg. Provide for damages 1%. Calculate the purchase cost of materials. Again, let us look into the problem. What details are given? Quantity purchase is given 400 kg at rupees 20 per kg. Trade discount allowed is 10%. Sales tax is 4%. Freight charges rupees 2 per kg. Inspection charges 10 paise per kg inspected. Unloading charges 15 paise per kg. And we need to provide for damage of 1%. Let us begin with the solution. Statement of purchase price of material Z. Quantity is 4,500 kg. Element of cost. Quantity, since there is an element of damage involved, so we show extra column for quantity. Total cost per kg. We begin this statement of purchase price calculation with the invoice price, which is clearly given in the problem. 4,500 kg per kg is rupees 20. So the total cost would be 90,000. From this, you deduct the trade discount. Trade discount is given to be 10%, which is calculated on invoice price. 90,000 into 10% comes up to 9,000. If you want cost per kg, 9,000 divided by 4,500 kg comes up to rupees 2 per kg. Net invoice price, nothing but invoice price minus trade discount. The net invoice price is 81,000 per kg. 81,000 divided by 4,000 kgs comes up to rupees 18. Now let us add all those incidental expenses that are related to purchase of materials. Now we add sales tax, which is given 4%. Sales tax is always calculated on net invoice price. So 81,000 into 4% comes up to 3,240. Freight charges clearly given that 2 per kg. So for 1 kg, if it is 2, for 4,500 kgs, it must be how much? Comes up to 9,000. Inspection charges are given 10 paisa per kg. If it's for 1 kg, 10 paisa. 4,000 kgs, it must be how much? It is 450 rupees. Unloading charges are given 15 paise per kg. If it's 1 kg, 15 paise. For 4,500 kgs, it must be how much? Comes up to 675. Please keep in mind, if you require cost per kg, divide the cost, whether it's sales tax, freight, inspection charges, unloading charges, divided by the quantity purchased. We get cost per kg. So in this particular problem, the purchase price of material Z, as after adding all the incidental expenses, comes up to be 94,365 and cost per kg is 20.97. Now, we have been asked to provide for damages 1%. So, we provide damages on quantity purchase 4,500 into 1%, 45 kgs might get damaged. So the total purchase price we have to calculate for a quantity of 4,455 kgs. So purchase price is 94,365. Cost per kg is 94,365 divided by 4,455 comes up to 21.18. The last problem, a supplier quotes for material N as follows. Lot price 100 kg at rupees 5 per kg, 500 kgs at rupees 4.50 per kg, 1000 kg at rupees 4.4 per kg. He allows a trade discount of 20%, cash discount 5% if payment is made within 15 days. One container is required for every 100 kgs of the materials and the containers are charged at rupees 10 each but credited at rupees 9 on return within 3 months. Transportation charges for any order given rupees 50, storage charges rupees 15. Assuming that the concern pays up the bill within the due date, calculate the purchase price of material when it decides to buy 500 kg of material. Now it's clearly given in the problem. We have been asked to calculate the purchase price only when the company decides to buy 500 kgs of material. Trade discount is given 20%, cash discount is given 5%. But please note that for the computation of purchase price of materials, we do not take cash discount as it is a financial item. Container cost is given. Once again, for every 100 kg, we require one container. The cost of container is rupees 10 each. But if you return the container, rupees 9 would be credited. Transportation charges are 50 for any order and storage charges are 15. Let us proceed with the solution. Statement of purchase price for material N when quantity purchase is 500 kgs. We start with element of cost, total cost and cost per kg. We begin with the invoice price given 500 kg. If you purchase, the cost per kg is 4.5. So the total cost is 2,250. Cost per kg is given. Less trade discount 20% given. Always calculated on invoice price 2,250 into 20% comes up to 450 per kg. 450 divided by 500 kg 0.90 would be the trade discount. Now, from invoice price, when we deduct trade discount, we get the net invoice price comes up to 1,800 kg per kg. 1,800 divided by 500 kg 3.60. We add the cost of containers. So first let's calculate the number of containers required. If it's for 100 kg, one container, 500 kgs, we require 5 container. The cost of container given in the problem for each container 10. So 5 container, total cost comes up to 50 less. There's a credit on return, empty containers. So for each container, you get rupees 9. We return 5 containers. 5 into 9 comes up to 45. Now, what is the actual cost that we have to charge to the computation of material N? So, from the cost of containers, we deduct the return value. The actual cost of container is only rupees 5. Transportation charges are given for any order 50. So, cost per kg is 50 divided by 500. Storage charges 15 divided by 500 per kg it's 0.03. So the total purchase price of material N when quantity purchase 500 kgs is 1,870 and per kg it comes up to 3.74. With this I end my session.